loves, welcome to my channel. It's Mariah and I'm back with another hair tutorial. Y'all, I have been loving CurlsQueen down. I know you're like, more hair from CurlsQueen? Yes, their bundles just have been eating, okay? But today we do have a different texture. So let's get into the goodies that they sent first. Of course, they sent extra goodies. This one came with a detangling brush as well as a adjustable bonnet. Moving on to the best part, let's get into this hair, y'all. So I have 2 bundles of their Kinky straight. I'm always so shocked at the fullness of these bundles every time I take them out, but I did dye my hair brown, so I do have to dye these bundles brown, so just so that it blends effortlessly. After dyeing them the next morning, this is what they look like. There was no shedding. When they say that these bundles are a luxurious upgrade, y'all, they're 150 grams, and they're equal to 3 to 4 bundles. Like 2 bundles is really enough for a full head. This is probably a no chakra as well, but I decided to do a flip over for this sew-in. I know, I'm always in a flip over, but I love a flip over down. So I parted my hair like normal if you've seen my other 2 flip over tutorials. Just enough space in the front for my weft to be undetectable, and then I did 1 anchor braid going straight across and the rest straight back. Y'all gonna always know when I plan to wear hair for a little bit, because the braid down is always gonna be neat if I'm planning to keep the style in. But now I'm just gonna go in with some wild hair growth oil to make sure my scalp is oiled, and then we're gonna get straight into doing this flip over. Alright, y'all, so now I'm just trying to figure out where exactly I want to start this bundle, and I'm thinking right here above my ear. I don't want to bring it all the way to the front, and I'm showing you here the motions that I'm gonna be sewing it in, kind of like the last tutorial I did, but I did this one a little differently because this hair, even though it is kinky, it is straight and it's not curly, so I did not want it all to fall completely in my face, if that makes sense. I wanted to be able to flip it over, but I don't want it to fall in my face like a bang, if that makes sense. Yeah, so we're just getting that sewn right in, and I am going in a U shape, but it's just not further up in the front of my head. After sewing it down in the back, I just bring it to the other side, again following that U shape, and I am going to attach just a little bit of this weft bundle to the anchor braid here. Again, not bringing it too far into the center of my head. Once I've got that position exactly where I want it, I'm just going to flip. Instead of cutting these bundles, I just flip it over and continue to do that same shape following the U around my head. By not cutting the bundles, I am able to reuse them for a different style without having to figure out which piece is the longest and which piece I layered. After getting that first bundle sewed in, this is how full it is, almost to the top of my head. I don't know if I told y'all that this hair was 20 inches. Does this hair give 20 inches to y'all? I felt like it was so much longer. With this second bundle, I am just continuing to close in that U shape. When you have this much space is when you decide when do you want to start flipping over. I still did not cut it this time. I sewed it back one more time and then I started laying the bundles the opposite direction and continuing to flip them over till I reached the top of my head where that anchor braid is at. And then I just sewed that down going in one direction, and when I got to where my ear is, I then cut and used the rest of that bundle to finish the other side of the anchor braid. You can see me here using my finger to make sure I don't sew any of my leave out into this braid or in with this weft. Tying a knot and cutting here to then use the rest of the bundle to sew down the opposite side. So in total, I only cut the weft one time, so I am able to use this hair again for another step. After getting everything sewed in, this is what she looked like. No layers added yet, and this is the length right underneath my cleavage. And then I just went ahead and started taking my braids from my leave out to see how well it blends without anything. I actually could have just put a little bit of mousse on my natural hair and went about my day, but I did want to see how this hair holds a curl. So I went ahead and took those tracks on the anchor braid and cut some layers into them, as well as going a little bit further back and cutting some layers as well, just to make sure that it's layered all around and I'm not layering one side more than the other. After laying the hair, I went ahead and added some wand curls to one side to show you the length difference and how tight the curls can get with this hair. To blend my leave out with the extensions, I went ahead and wand curled it together so that they were going in the same direction whenever I decide to flip my hair over. When wand curling the hair, I did wand curl some of them away from my face and some of them towards my face, just so that it's a mix of both. If you've made it to this part of the video, I do want to say thank you so much for watching, y'all, and I am completely in love with this hair. You can't tell me that it's not my hair. Look at the finished product, y'all. I just went ahead and shake some of the curls out, fluffed it with my hands, and separated them to add more volume, and it was just so big and pretty, y'all, and it blended so good. I do have a code for money off linked in the description, so go ahead and check that out, and while you're down there, let me know what y'all think in the comments.